Friends, one day, as a sparkling Fortuner car was about to leave a busy intersection, a terrible traffic jam occurred. A Muslim man sitting inside the car told his driver, "Brother, stop for a moment. There's no point in rushing. Many people are standing ahead, and it seems the jam extends far. So, don't hurry. Drive slowly." The driver stopped the car right in the middle of the crowded intersection, following his owner's instructions until the road cleared. Friends, today's story is truly heartbreaking. One day, a terrible jam occurred at a crowded intersection. At that time, a sparkling Fortuner car stopped there. The car's owner was a kind-hearted Muslim gentleman who was on his way to an important engagement. Friends, our videos are watched by people of all religions, including Muslims, Hindus, and Christians. So if you are Muslim, please like this video, and if you belong to another religion, please comment and let us know your faith. When the car got stuck in the jam, he saw a few women approach the car. They were wearing torn, very dirty clothes. They looked like beggars, similar to those often seen at intersections. When the driver rolled down the window, the gentleman took out his wallet from his pocket. He then pulled out some money and gave it to 3 or 4 women, 1,000 rupees to each. After that, he noticed that the jam was slowly clearing, so he told the driver to move forward. He said, "Now, drive the car forward." As the car began to move, suddenly a woman standing by the window started tapping on the glass with her hand and said, "Sir, you didn't give me anything." The gentleman looked out the window, and it seemed like he recognized the woman. He immediately rolled down the window. The woman stepped forward, put her head inside the car, and said, "Sir, you didn't give me anything." He was surprised and said, "Aisha, is that you? What are you doing here?" Friends, if you want to watch more Islamic stories and educational videos like this, please subscribe to our End Moral Story YouTube channel now. The woman paused, then slowly said, Are you Ashraf?" The gentleman said, "Yes, I am Ashraf, but why are you here?" Actually, this woman was none other than his divorced wife. Their divorce had taken place almost 3 years ago. Both looked at each other in astonishment. Ashraf asked in surprise, "Aisha, you were from a respectable family, and when our divorce case was in court, you took 40 lakhs rupees from me." The gentleman said, "When our divorce happened in court, I paid 40 lakhs rupees as per your demand. I gave everything. But what happened to you? Why have you come to such a state that you are begging on the streets and knocking on people's doors?" Hearing this, the woman replied, "I will tell you everything, but please give me some time." Then Ashraf told her, "Okay, then you get in my car. Sit in the back seat." After that, Ashraf told his driver, "Brother, open the back door." The driver immediately opened the door, and Aisha quickly got into the car. The moment Aisha got into the car, a few nearby shopkeepers became suspicious. They thought perhaps a rich man was kidnapping a poor woman, a beggar, for some wrong purpose. Slowly, people from the surroundings started gathering. The entire market gathered just to know why was the owner of a Fortuner car, a rich man, putting a poor beggar in his car? What was the mystery behind it? Friends, when that woman was getting into the car, 3 or 4 other beggar women who were with her saw everything. They didn't know the real story inside. They just started suspecting what was actually going on. People started saying, "Why is this woman getting into the car? What is her relationship with the man in the Fortuner?" Then those beggar women started whispering among themselves, and within a minute, the word spread throughout the market. Everyone gathered and started asking direct questions. The woman then said in front of everyone, "Actually, he is my divorced husband. He is not taking me anywhere by force. I am going with him of my own free will." Hearing this, the market people calmed down. After that, Ashraf took Aisha and left. They went to a hotel and sat down, and there Ashraf gave some money to his driver and said, "Go, buy a good sari and a pair of slippers for her from the market." The driver immediately bought clothes and slippers from the nearby market, as per the owner's instructions. Meanwhile, sitting in the hotel, Ashraf told his divorced wife, Aisha, go inside. Go to the ladies' bathroom and take a bath." Aisha returned after bathing. Then Ashraf gave her new clothes, and she put on the new sari. Friends, she looked like a brand new bride after wearing the new sari. When Ashraf saw her, he kept staring. He thought to himself, her condition has changed a lot, but her nature, her face, nothing has changed. It's all just the blows of circumstance, all just the compulsion of life. Then Ashraf told her, I am going on an urgent errand now. If you give me some time, I will come and meet you tomorrow. Write down your address, where you live. I will return after work and meet you. Aisha nodded and said, okay. Then she returned to her room, and Ashraf finished his urgent work and remained busy throughout the day. Even though he hurried to finish his work and went to a hotel to sleep at night, his night was not spent peacefully. Similarly, Aisha's night was not peaceful either. The woman who was begging at the crossroads, friends, both of them spent the entire night restlessly tossing and turning. The next day, Ashraf returned and arrived at the address Aisha had given. But then he saw that Aisha was not there. She had gone out again for her work, to beg. Ashraf then went back to the crossroads where Aisha had. Ashraf again picked up Aisha from the crossroads where they had met yesterday and put her in the car. After getting into the car, Aisha took him to her room. Friends, when they entered that room, they saw a small rented room with a bed and a picture of Ashraf and Aisha hanging above the bed. As soon as Ashraf's eyes fell on that picture, he asked Aisha, Aisha, our divorce happened 2 or 3 years ago. You both went your separate ways. Everything was divided. Everything was settled amicably in court. You imposed a penalty on me, and I paid you those 40 lakhs. So why is this picture still hanging? Aisha started sobbing and said, actually, I did divorce you, but it was not my will. I truly never wanted to divorce you. Even today, I love you as much as I did after marriage, that is, before the divorce. Ashraf asked, then why did you divorce me? Then Aisha revealed the whole story. She said that she had a father-in-law, a father, and a brother in her family. Ashraf was a big businessman with a lot of wealth and assets. He was the only son of his parents. When she married Ashraf, Aisha's family members, especially her father-in-law, came to Ashraf's house to see everything. They saw that Ashraf had everything completely. He was very rich and influential. They thought, we have to do something, okay? We have to make our family look suitable for a rich house. Yes, but the boy is an only child. So they wanted the marriage to definitely happen at his house, and eventually, that's what happened. The marriage took place with Ashraf. After the marriage, the father-in-law was a very greedy person. Whatever he said, Ashraf's in-laws obeyed. That is, Poonam's parents and brother all followed his words. When Poonam came to Ashraf's house as a bride, the first 1 or 2 years of the relationship went well. But slowly, Poonam's father-in-law, brother, parents, everyone started instigating her in various ways. They confused Poonam, and Poonam slowly went down the wrong path. Poonam, not of her own free will, but due to external pressure, started moving towards breaking up her home. The situation reached such a stage that finally, their divorce case went to court. Poonam's father-in-law and her family knew that Ashraf had no shortage of money. They thought, if we impose a penalty on him, he will easily pay it, and with that money, we can live our lives easily. But Poonam did not know that her family was destroying her home, deceiving her. Poonam was doing all this by following her parents and brother, and eventually in court, the two divorced. Poonam, at the behest of her family and father-in-law, imposed a penalty of 40 lakh rupees on Ashraf, and Ashraf went to court and paid those 40 lakh rupees. Friends, thus their relationship ended. They separated. All the money was deposited in Poonam's bank account in her name. After that, Poonam's father-in-law slowly said, Poonam, look, you are divorced now. I will arrange your marriage, because they thought that no ordinary family or man would marry her since she was divorced. So first she needed to buy a small house or flat, a place that would tempt a man or family to agree to marry her. The father-in-law and his family took that money from Poonam as plot money. In the end, Poonam got nothing. Slowly, all of Poonam's money ran out. Then her only brother got married. After the marriage, his wife started showing excessive jealousy towards Poonam. She couldn't even stand to look at Poonam. She absolutely couldn't tolerate her. Poonam had grown up by then, but when she got married, perhaps she didn't have enough maturity or understanding of the situation that. Friends, Poonam understood everything. She knew all the truth, but by then it was too late. She had set fire to her own happy family with her own hands. When her money ran out, her brother and parents kicked her out of the house. Poonam then went to her father-in-law. Her father-in-law also said, "You can go wherever you want. Since you couldn't be your husband's, when can we have you?" Poonam had no other option. Exhausted and tired, she met some women on the street one day. Those women earned their livelihood by begging on the streets. They told Poonam, "Come with me." Thus, Poonam started living with them and eating food. Her life was spent in shanties and bushes. Slowly, Poonam also entered that profession and started begging herself friends. When Poonam narrated the whole story to Ashraf in her room, tears welled up in Ashraf's eyes and fell to the ground. Poonam asked Ashraf, "My mother used to respect me a lot. How is mother now?" Ashraf replied, "Mother still thinks about her today. How many times has she asked, 'Can't my wife ever get me back?' But mother is old now." And what would Ashraf tell them that they are divorced in court? They can never be together again. Poonam tells Ashraf, if the heart is true, love is true, and the intention is pure, we can still be together. Ashraf replies, "No, legally and religiously. We are separate in every way." Then Ashraf took out some money and gave it to Poonam. "Keep this money. I'll give it to you every month for your expenses, but I can't take you with me." Poonam took the money and sat in the car. The moment she sat in the car, Poonam held his feet and started crying. Ashraf's heart also melted. He said, "Give me a chance to talk to mother once." Ashraf took out his mobile from his pocket and called his mother. "Mother, I found Poonam. You need to talk to her." When mother heard this, she understood that her daughter-in-law Poonam. A few days later, his mother got a chance to talk to Poonam with her son Ashraf. Mother quickly said, "Son, let her talk." Ashraf handed his phone to Poonam. This time, the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law talked for a long time. Ashraf heard his mother and told Poonam, "Okay, I'm taking you straight home, friends." Ashraf put Poonam in that Fortuner and drove straight home. As soon as they reached home, he saw his mother waiting for Poonam with an arti thali. She performed arti for Poonam. Both embraced each other. The mother-in-law and daughter-in-law were very happy together. Then Ashraf said, "Mother, this Poonam is the woman who took 40 lakh rupees from me as a fine in court, and I paid it. This woman should be kept in our house again." Mother said, "Son, if someone makes a mistake in the morning and returns home in the evening, they cannot be called wrong. Humans make mistakes. If there has been any mistake, forgive her." Thus, Ashraf forgave his divorced wife Poonam. Friends, Ashraf and Poonam again started their new life together and decided to embrace each other with great love. Friends, we want to know your thoughts on this story. Let us know in the comment box below how you like this story. And, friends, don't forget to mention which part of the country or world you are watching this video from, because when we read your comments, it inspires us even more for our next story. Friends, now we will meet again with a new and interesting story. Until then, thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Friends, the true value of a relationship is never determined by money or wealth. The life of Ashraf and Poonam is the biggest example of this. Their relationship broke down only because Poonam chose the wrong path. Under the instigation of her family, the greed and wrong advice of the family made her so blind that she destroyed her home with her own hands. But when time changed and the truth came out, she realized no matter how much money there is, it can never build trust and love between two hearts. A true relationship is always based on trust and belonging, and this trust is the key to the happiness and stability of every family. Wants to give is that circumstances can break a person, but they can never break humanity. Poonam was once a bride in a prosperous family. She had everything: prosperity, respect, and a loving family. But the harsh blows of circumstance is left her on the roadside. Forced circumstances made her a beggar. Nevertheless, when Ashraf saw Poonam begging on the roadside, he did not evaluate her by her past, but recognize her existence as a human being. Without any discrimination, he restored her dignity and helped her. From this, we learn that no matter how difficult the compelled circumstances may be, human dignity never diminishes. The person who recognizes humanity is truly great. Another aspect of the story is greed. Poonam's father-in-law and family ruined her entire life because of their greed. In their greed for money, they broke the home of their own daughter, sister, and wife. They had swindled 40 lakh rupees, and when everything was lost, they left Poonam alone. Greed not only destroyed Poonam's home, but also took away her protection and security from her life. In the end, that greed proved meaningless for them too, because the glitter of money lasts for a few days. But when relationships are damaged, there's emptiness for life, friends. From this, we learn that human values, trust, and love are the lasting wealth of life. Money or greed can never take the place of relationships. Friends, here we get another important lesson. Greed is humanity's biggest enemy. It ultimately leads only to destruction. But the most beautiful twist in this entire story comes with forgiveness and second chances. When Poonam's mother-in-law said, "If someone makes a mistake in the morning, but returns home in the evening, they cannot be called wrong." This was not just a sentence, but the power to strengthen a relationship again. It is normal for people to make mistakes, but if they realize their mistake and return, we should embrace and accept them. Giving forgiveness and second chances in life, this is what a true relationship is about. This is the bond that makes a relationship green and vibrant again. From this story, we get another lesson. True wealth is not just money, but the wealth of the heart. Ashraf was a millionaire. He had no shortage of wealth, but his true identity was in his kind and generous heart. By accepting his divorced wife, he proved that wealth does not just mean a hoard of money, but a heart that can forgive others, help others, and rebuild broken relationships. Ultimately, the biggest lesson from this entire incident is that relationships should never be surrendered to money or greed. No matter how difficult the circumstances, humanity and forgiveness are the most powerful forces. If love from the heart is true and the intention is pure, then even broken relationships can be mended again. So friends, this was our video for today. Please let us know how you liked this video by commenting. Friends, these are not incidents from the Quran and Hadith. These are based on real incidents from our society and described with how they can be solved using the Quran and Hadith. Please let us know which country you are watching the video from by commenting. Friends, if you want to watch more Islamic stories and educational videos like this, please subscribe to our N Moral Story YouTube channel now. So see you in the next video. Until then, may Allah grant us all the guidance to stay on the right path. Amen summa amen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.